Now in 4 News Now at 6, Deaconess is expanding its mental health services. We'll explain how it will help save lives.
The weather is going to be perfect this weekend. Take a dip in the pool or head out to the lake or river, but you might want to keep an eye on the sky. I'll explain in your First Alert forecast.
A man says he spotted a bear while on the hunt for huckleberries near Priest Lake. What experts say you should do if this happens. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. Multicare Deaconess Hospital wants to provide more mental health services, and it plans to add 20 beds in a new behavioral health unit.
Multicare says it's seeing more mental health diagnoses over the last few years, and this facility will help address those needs. Derek Strom spoke with Multicare about the difference an inpatient facility can make in mental health.
In 2022, Multicare says suicidal ideation or suicidal thoughts was the 17th most common diagnosis in the Deaconess Hospital emergency room. In 2023, it became the 8th most common diagnosis. Multicare says the emergency room at Deaconess saw way more people that needed mental health services than its other emergency rooms.
Think of your friends and families, people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Mental health affects us all. You show me somebody who has a mental health need who doesn't also have a medical need that needs caring for.
That's why Multicare plans on taking a $6 million grant and using it to expand the behavioral health services it offers. Multicare already has outpatient services for behavioral health for people who don't need to stay the night at a hospital, but it says adding inpatient services for people who need a little bit of extra care will make a big difference in how it can treat mental health needs.
And during your time with us, you're wrapped around by an interdisciplinary team of psychiatrists or psychiatric providers who provide consultation and diagnostic information, medication to help support you. You have social work, you have therapy, mental health services, nursing.
Clark says Multicare is still in the beginning stages of planning its behavioral health unit, but it expects to have 20 beds available. She says Multicare will have the second inpatient facility in Spokane for adults, and inpatient facilities are usually pretty full.
So not only do we see that like services are well utilized, but we also see that our community and the fast-paced population means that we need to increase access and build more of those services to support the folks.
Multicare says it will still have its outpatient mental health clinic available for kids in Northeast Spokane. In Spokane, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
All right, here's a live look across the street from us at One Spokane Stadium, where music legends Bob Dylan and Willie Nelson will soon take the stage right across the street from our studio. It's the first concert to be held at the new stadium.
And we've been listening to it, Chris.
Yes.
All the fans out there really couldn't ask for better weather.
Yeah, I bet they'll say that once the shade gets on the turf. Right now they are baking in the sun, but I saw a lot of water bottles and everybody in their shorts and tank tops, but it is 90 degrees right now in downtown Spokane. It will cool down quickly, and again, once the sun gets a little bit lower, that turf will be in the shade. It's 90 in Meade and 9 Mile, Spokane Valley and Liberty Lake, 80s elsewhere around the region. Just a beautiful Friday summer evening. We find temperatures in the 70s up around Colville. I'll explain why in just a moment. 90 in Ritzville, it's 87 in Pullman, and 95 in Lewiston. We do have some showers and isolated thunderstorms that are drifting into the Colville area around Medellin Falls, Kettle Falls. This line of showers and thunderstorms is slowly dissipating, however, and will likely not make it much further to the east. You may experience some gusty outflow boundary winds in advance of that front, but otherwise, we'll be calming down tonight, but there's another round of showers and thunderstorms on the way. Just a closer look on the progression here. A few spots where we're still seeing some lightning, but we're also seeing signs of these storms tapering off. Your evening forecast, 85 degrees by 7 o'clock. We'll be in the 70s at 9 and 11 with partly cloudy skies. We do have some clouds drifting through. I'll have your Saturday forecast and tell you about that next round of storms on the way and how it might impact your weekend in just a few minutes, Derek.
Well, it's not too early to start getting ready to send your kids back to school. You can head to Underhill Park tomorrow afternoon for a community celebration that's giving away school supplies and shoes for kids. There will be free hot dogs, chips, cake, and activities for the family. The free event will take place from noon to 3:30.
And summer vacation is slowly coming to an end. Kids are going to be strapping on those backpacks and loading them up with everything from textbooks to binders, laptops in some cases, or tablets. And Derek, you say that your son's bags are so heavy because they don't have lockers.
I'm telling you, I don't know how they don't have back problems. They're like 30, 40 pounds when they get all that stuff in there with their, lunches and everything too. So it's pretty crazy.
I know. I keep thinking about when they had like the suitcase backpacks for a while with the wheels. I don't think those are in style anymore. But all that weight can really put a strain on your body.
A backpack that doesn't fit correctly or that weighs too much, though, can cause muscle strains, back pain, and even numbness and tingling.
Experts say one of the best ways to measure if a backpack fits properly is to measure from the bump at the bottom of your neck to the top of your hip. Doctors also say you should pack the heaviest items closest to your child's back and make sure that it doesn't weigh more than about 10 to 15% of their body weight.
If your child is like walking with their bag and they're leaning forward, the backpack is probably a little too heavy. So sometimes even splitting some of that stuff to like a handbag or a little disposable grocery bag.
A properly worn backpack can also help prevent injury. Experts say make sure it sits about 1 to 2 inches below the shoulders and doesn't go more than 4 inches past the belly button. Well, the FDA has approved an alternative to an EpiPen injection. It's a drug called Neffy, and it can be administered with a single dose to the nostril. FDA officials say this needle-free alternative is safe for anyone who weighs more than 66 pounds. The FDA's approval came after analyzing data from 175 healthy adults. Officials say potential side effects from Neffy include throat problems and headaches. Patients are advised to discuss Neffy with their doctors before using it.
Well, take a look at this exclusive new video from a SWAT standoff in north central Spokane last night, showing heavily armed police searching for a suspected gunman. This video from a neighbor shows the moment police pull open the garage, guns drawn, and go inside. It all happened in north central on the corner of Washington and Montgomery Avenue. It shut down the street for several hours. Court documents filed today indicate the man police were after shot his younger brother Thursday afternoon. Our Jordan Smith was at the standoff last night, and he has the latest from this investigation.
Yeah, I'm standing right outside the house that was swatted last night. Police say that they were searching for a man suspected of shooting his younger brother about a half a mile up the road here, just near the 76 gas station. Court documents say Charles Dunnigan was sitting parked in his truck when a dark-colored Audi quickly approached him. A witness who was talking with Charles at the time told police a man with a scruffy face and curly hair got out of the car holding a handgun. She told police that person went up to Charles and asked something along the lines of, "Do you want to die?" Then fired a round. Charles told the police the shooter was his older brother, 37-year-old Andrew Dunnigan. That's who police were searching for at this home last night. But it's unclear at this point what the connection between Andrew Dunnigan and this home is. I spoke with the owner of the home this morning who said police destroyed surveillance cameras set up around the perimeter of the house upon arrival. Police tell me that's not uncommon. It prevents anyone who might be monitoring them on the inside from seeing where police are moving to and from. Heavily armored police and SWAT units then entered the home and garage looking for Dunnigan, any of his clothing, weapons, narcotics, or cell phones that might be in the house. 4 people were initially detained, but all were released. The homeowner tells me police showed her a photo of Dunnigan. She told them she had no idea who that person was. And ultimately, no one was arrested last night, and police are still searching for Dunnigan, though police do tell me that they don't just SWAT houses off of a hunch. They had some sort of intel that led them to believe that he might have been hiding out inside this house last night. We'll keep you updated with any information we get. For now, reporting in North Spokane, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
When afraid, a man is now in the hospital after crashing a semi-truck. According to the Grant County Sheriff's Office, 40-year-old Jesus Villa-Ambris was on North Frontage Road when his truck rolled over. He was airlifted to a nearby hospital. Investigators believe speed and distracted driving may have played a role in that crash. The best meteor shower of the year peaks this weekend.
Meteorologist Matt Gray explains why shooting stars aren't the only thing to look out for this weekend.
He wants to get out.
I know, but how are we going to do it without being in the way?
Plus, how one couple in California managed to get this bear out of the classroom coming up in about 20 minutes.
That's so cute. The Gonzaga campus working to expand housing options when the newest dorm is set to open, where you could see more construction on campus. Coming up next on 4 News Now at 6.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY Plus.
Save your greed! We've been receiving a lot of calls here at Holiday regarding the smoky air. Here are a few tips. First, replace your filter and run your fan constantly. This is your first line of defense and very inexpensive. This will clean your air by trapping smoke particles at your filter. Second, we do have air purifiers that can be installed directly into your system. Third, it is safe to run your air conditioner. Just make sure your fresh air intake is closed. We're here to help. Call us anytime.
Protect against RSV with Arexvy. Arexvy is a vaccine used to prevent lower respiratory disease from RSV in people 60 years and older. Arexvy does not protect everyone and is not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients. Those with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most common side effects are injection site pain, fatigue, muscle pain, headache, and joint pain. Arexvy is #1 in RSV vaccine shots. RSV? Make it Arexvy.
Visit Fred's Appliance today and explore unbeatable deals. Upgrade your home with the new Bosch dishwasher for just $6.99. Unmatched efficiency and state-of-the-art features. Dishes come out spotless every time. Enjoy exceptional savings and top-tier performance with this premium appliance. The Precision Wash system uses intelligent sensors to scan and check the progress of dishes throughout the cycle, while the Eco Silence motor systems ensures a quiet operation. At Fred's, we sell appliances. Only appliances.
4 News Now and STCU are recognizing volunteers who make a difference in our community. Today we honor Susan Osborne. Susan is the executive director of Spokane Helpers Network.
It's really wonderful when people come up to us and let us know how much they appreciated receiving food when their cupboards, refrigerator were bare.
Susan is the driving force behind Spokane Helpers Network, delivering resources and necessities to neighbors in need.
Thanks to STCU for helping to make sure volunteers count.
North Idaho Urology, in partnership with Cancer Care Northwest, we specialize in advanced prostate cancer care.
I'm Dr. Aaron Wagner. I'm a radiation oncologist with Cancer Care Northwest. We have quite a few different treatment options for prostate cancer, ranging anywhere from standard radiation and IMRT approaches to SBRT to brachytherapy, a full spectrum of different prostate cancer treatments. We very much try to individualize their treatment plan for them.
Well, people living in the Pullman area will probably want to stock up on groceries now, with thousands of WSU students returning to campus tomorrow. And because of that return to campus, Washington State Patrol is ramping up patrols between now and the 18th of this month. Troopers will focus on speeding, distracted driving, and other crash-causing violations during this time. WSP said the district has seen 10 fatal crashes so far this year, compared to 26 the year before. Now at Gonzaga, students won't be returning to campus for a few more weeks.
When they do, they're going to see construction crews putting the finishing touches on this new dorm. It's located near the Sharp Avenue and North Cincinnati, 1 block west of Hamilton, where that roundabout is. It's the first of many new student housing projects coming to the area. Our Mary Sheridan explains when it could open and the other big changes coming to campus.
At the roundabout of Cincinnati and Sharp, drivers can see significant progress on Gonzaga University's newest residence hall. Now, this humming construction site is set to wind down around November, but the university said this is just the beginning.
Big changes are coming to the campus of Gonzaga University. Since last year, construction workers have been hard at work on Mantua Hall. Building is supposed to be finished in November, and in January, 90 Gonzaga students will settle into their new home.
One of the reasons why we kind of settled on 90 beds, one is that's probably about what we can get on this site, but it also would allow us to probably replace a couple of halls, smaller halls.
These halls, Alliance, Lincoln, and Roncalli, are located east of the current construction. According to Porterfield, they're not expected to come down for a few years. Ultimately, the university wants to replace these halls with housing units specifically designed for second-year students.
So some of our housing is a little dated, and a little older, and it doesn't have the kind of common spaces that we necessarily need to have to deliver the program that we want for students.
As for the community outside of Gonzaga, Porterfield says that a community meeting would be held before any major construction takes place.
Our thought is that obviously we'll go through the same kind of process with the city before we would do any kind of construction. That's what's required, and that's obviously what we would want to do anyway as good neighbors. But we would be thinking about the relationship of those facilities to the community, because a lot of our students, as you know, live in the Logan.
Reporting in Spokane, Mary Sheridan, 4 News Now.
4 things to know about your weather. It's going to be a hot, sunny weekend, but we do have the possibility of some thunderstorms on Saturday. I'll go over the timing with you in just a moment. Air quality in the good to moderate range with some smoke around the region. It is going to be cooler next week. I'll explain after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Brothers Flooring.
What makes a Subaru certified pre-owned vehicle better than an average vehicle?
It starts with longevity. 97% of Subaru vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. Every certified pre-owned Subaru gets a 152-point inspection where anything that doesn't meet our high standards is repaired or replaced.
If you're in the market for a Subaru, don't compromise on quality or affordability. Come see our huge selection of vehicles and receive your no-problem customer service at Parker Subaru in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Man, I can take real good care of you. See? Works perfectly for you, right?
At Craig Swap & Associates, we don't get paid until you win.
One call, that's all. 509-999-9999.
R&R RV just wrapped up a fantastic summer sale at the Spokane Fairgrounds with America's favorite brands. You know what that means? Fresh, used inventory. From travel trailers to fifth wheels, camper vans to diesel pushers, R&R RV has the pre-owned RV you've been waiting for. Take advantage of show pricing on these amazing fresh trade-ins. Don't miss it. Visit R&R RV today in Liberty Lake, North Spokane, or North Lewiston. Online at rnrrv.com. Eastern Washington's largest RV dealer.
The Tire Store for auto repairs, tires, and wheels. At the Tire Store, they'll let you split up your repair bill over a couple months. Get your car fixed today. ASE certified, and you can start an account with no credit check. Tire Store.
Next ET.
I enjoyed creating with her.
Channing Tatum and Zoe Kravitz's Hollywood Date Night, plus Sabrina Carpenter's Big Honor and the stars who missed their Olympic calling. Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
You don't just see it, you feel it. I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I am in.
I'm in. I'm in too.
I'll be here.
Welcome back. A beloved Hilliard tradition is back. Every year, kids from the Northeast Youth Center put on a lemonade stand.
And the kids put the money towards a big end-of-summer field trip. Today, the kids waved signs, sang chants, and practiced their sales skills in Hilliard. The kids had a goal of $20,000 in order to send everyone to Triple Play or Chuck E. Cheese. Executive Director Sheila Garrity says the trip means a lot to the kids, and many of them wouldn't have these experiences without the community's support.
We're in the heart of Hilliard, and we serve 6 elementary schools in Hilliard, and the families in this community struggle. So for us to be able to offer that to over 100 kids here at the center is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Now, at our last check, we were told they had made just over $10,000 today. If you missed the lemonade stand but still want to support the Northeast Youth Center, you can find out how to do so in this story on KXLY.com. I think we can get to 20,000 maybe by the end of the weekend, right?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
They do magical things at that Northeast Youth Center, so yes. please consider supporting those kids.
For sure.
It was a beautiful day for a lemonade stand. Yeah, the warm, sunny weather. We have more of that this weekend. There's one little chance of thunderstorms that I'm keeping an eye on. However, this is a look at your weekend forecast. Temperatures right around 90 degrees both Saturday and Sunday after morning lows around 60. Chance of thunderstorms comes late in the afternoon, more likely in Spokane. It will be in the evening on Saturday. Taking a look at our radar presently, we do have the last of some showers and thunderstorms tapering off as they move to the east across the region. We will be dry overnight, but then the chance of thunderstorms redevelops tomorrow on our forecast radar, starting off at our current time. The last of those showers coming to an end. It will not be a cloudless night. We are going to see a few clouds drifting through tomorrow morning, starting off with mostly sunny skies. Then as we get into Saturday afternoon and evening, here's 5 o'clock, we start to see that next round of storms developing across the Cascades and all the way into North Idaho at 5. Starting to see a few spots in Spokane County as well. But as I mentioned, we'll more likely see the showers and thunderstorms as we get into the evening, finally tapering off right around midnight for the most part, and then we'll be drying out for Sunday. Smoke forecast. We've had a nice break from the smoke with a northeasterly wind. Those winds are going to shift through the weekend, so we may start to see that haze increasing as we get into not so much Saturday morning, but Saturday afternoon and Sunday. With so many fires burning around the region, any shift in the wind may bring in a fresh batch of smoke, but air quality is expected to stay in the moderate range, not getting up into that unhealthy for sensitive groups territory. Saturday morning lows, 60s and even some 70s in spots, but we'll be in the 50s in Pullman, St. Mary's, Sandpoint, as well as Bonners Ferry. Lots of 90s tomorrow, including right in Spokane. We'll be in the 80s from Pullman up through Bonners Ferry, 96 in Omak and Grand Coulee. Your planning forecast, we've got that chance of thunderstorms Saturday and then should be staying dry through the rest of the 7-day forecast. 88 on Monday, and then look at Tuesday and Wednesday, sunny and lower 80s. That's sort of everybody's favorite zone, I think. Everybody's happy in the lower 80s. And then we start warming back up again Thursday and Friday. We'll also have some cool nights next week down in the 50s.
Looking forward to it. Chris, thank you. You'll want to enjoy the water while you can, because Spokane County's North Side and South Side Aquatic Centers will be closing next week.
Already, they're closing for the season on the 18th. So to reserve a spot for you and your family, head to KXLY.com. The U.S. 100-meter team gets disqualified after a major mistake in Paris.
We'll explain why in just a few minutes.
Huckleberries are one of the big food sources for bears, so that's what we would consider to be one of the big things to be aware of.
And what you and your family should do if you see a bear while foraging for huckleberries.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I'm Chad Young from the Easy Home Buyer, and I pay cash for houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast for cash, call us today for your no obligation as-is cash offer. We buy houses in any condition, and there are no fees, no commissions, and no repairs. We buy houses with tenants, fixer-uppers, bare land, even haunted houses. Woo! Call us today or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Introducing new Advil Targeted Relief, the only topical pain reliever with 4 powerful pain-fighting ingredients that start working on contact to target tough pain at the source for up to 8 hours of powerful relief. New Advil Targeted Relief.
Shop the latest back-to-school trends at River Park Square.
Coeur d'Alene Casino's Core Stars Entertainment Series.
I love you.
Marmalade, one of country's most undeniable hitmakers. Live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, September 12th. Ready for action? It's no holds barred as King of the Cage features up-and-coming MMA stars battling it out live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, October 10th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com to buy your tickets now.
Winning is just the beginning.
Wildfire season is here and we may be affected by smoke. Protect your health by being prepared. 1. Check current air quality and fire activity online and plan accordingly. 2. When it's smoky, limit or avoid time outdoors. And 3. Keep indoor air as clean as possible. Replace home air filters more often and set the air conditioner to the recirculate mode. For the latest information about wildfires and air quality, visit the Washington Smoke blog, wasmoke.blogspot.com.
Moving day never goes smoothly, does it? Let's just settle this little mishap.
Who do we always see on the billboards again?
It's the one call that's all, guys.
You deserve to be compensated fairly for everything you've had to go through.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Well, around the world tonight, the Summer Olympics in Paris are winding down. Another gold medal for the Americans in track and field, and another disappointment as well.
Plus, a new Olympic sport makes its debut. ABC's Ines de la Cuetara has the latest from Paris.
Another Olympic disappointment for the Americans' men 4x100-meter relay team. An error on the baton pass outside the exchange zone on the first leg doomed the team, which did not medal. The team was later disqualified. The U.S. men haven't been on the podium in this event in 20 years. Canada won the gold. Star Noah Lyles, who tested positive for COVID, was supposed to run the anchor leg of the relay event for Team USA, but took to Instagram to announce that his time on the track in Paris is over. But with a strong anchor leg from Sha'Carri Richardson, the U.S. women won gold in the 4x100-meter relay. Great Britain got silver and Germany bronze.
This gold medal means a lot, coming in here with my training partners, with Melissa and Sha'Carri, and then adding Gabby to the 4x1. We just came in here with the goal of just going in there, trusting each other, do what you need to do.
16-year-old high school phenom Quincy Wilson is the youngest ever American male track and field athlete. Wilson, part of the 4x400 relay team, which raced earlier, the final set for tomorrow. And Marilee D. Paulino from the Dominican Republic setting an Olympic record in the women's 400-meter. She is now the first ever gold medalist from her country. Breakdancing, or breaking as it's formally called, making its debut as an Olympic sport. The B-girls went first today. The B-boys compete tomorrow. The U.S. women's basketball team beating Australia in the semifinal. That's Team USA's 60th straight Olympic win. The women go for their 8th straight gold medal on Sunday.
I think it's extremely special, this is something that you work for, dream about, since you're a little girl. And so to be able to be here in this moment and have the chance to win gold on Sunday is an honor.
And for the first time in history, it'll be the U.S. versus France in both the men and the women's basketball finals. The men's will be on Saturday, the women on Sunday. Ines de la Cuetara, ABC News, Paris.
All right, meteorologist Matt Gray joins us now. And Matt, it's a stargazer's dream this weekend, but not one, but two out-of-this-world events.
Yeah, there's the Perseids meteor shower and another chance of seeing Matt, or we're also going to see some northern lights.
Yeah, how about a combo meal for you? Northern lights and meteors. You got a chance this weekend. I'll tell you everything you need to know coming up.
And WSU is preparing for its first scrimmage tomorrow, why it could be the difference between a win or a loss in the season opener later this month.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Go from virtual to reality in a weekend. At Floor Trader, you'll find more samples and more selection in one place. With big box prices and small town service, this weekend at Floor Trader, we're paying your sales tax.
This summer, don't sweat it. Bill's Heating and AC has you covered with the best prices on air conditioners and heat pumps. Guaranteed. With over 3,000 five-star reviews, we're the locally owned company you can trust. Our expert technicians provide fast, reliable service to ensure your home stays comfortable all season long. And should you ever have an issue, we're open 7 days a week to provide immediate help. So what are you waiting for? Call Bill's Heating and AC for your free quote today.
Home. It's both a place and a feeling.
At yours, you strive to make new memories, create traditions, share stories, find the fun, embrace the surprises, and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
He's not gonna pick her. No.
Oh, is this really happening? It's like it was destiny. Reese's Pieces and cookie dough together in a DQ blizzard. Bet you didn't see that coming.
I did not see that coming. I did.
Hold on, are we still talking about the blizzard?
I wonder if they're still together. No.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler alert, the Reese's Pieces cookie dough blizzard is like really good. DQ, happy tastes good.
It's Coeur d'Alene Casino's Core Stars Entertainment Series.
I love you.
Marmalade, one of country's most undeniable hitmakers. Live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, September 12th. Ready for action? It's no holds barred as King of the Cage features up-and-coming MMA stars battling it out live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, October 10th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com to buy your tickets now.
Winning is just the beginning.
Go from virtual to reality in a weekend. At Floor Trader, you'll find more samples and more selection in one place. With big box prices and small town service, this weekend at Floor Trader, we're paying your sales tax.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Well, huckleberries are blooming around the inland Northwest. We love them, but bears love them too. And recently, a local man said he was out picking huckleberries near Priest Lake when he encountered a mama grizzly bear with her cub. She charged at him, and he posted a video about it online.
And because of hurtful comments on that video, he declined to speak with us. But it is still a really good warning for the rest of the community. Marissa Rio went to Mount Spokane today, another popular huckleberry spot, and shares some safety tips.
Huckleberries, a local's favorite. As you're foraging for the delicious fruit, it's important to know the local bears love them too.
Huckleberries are one of the big food sources for bears, so that's what we would consider to be one of the big things to be aware of.
When you do finally find that patch of huckleberries, make sure you stay aware of your surroundings. And if you do encounter a bear,
if the bear doesn't know you're there, that kind of does give you the opportunity to just slowly back out quietly, see if you can get out of there unobserved.
If it does see you,
the best thing for you to do is wave your hands in the air, wave a jacket, backpack, anything that you have, and talk to the bear.
As you try to back away, if the bear keeps approaching you, Harris says it's time to get more aggressive.
Make sure you have your bear spray ready if you have that on you. You can maybe be a little bit more loud about it, clap your hands, stomp your feet, do whatever you can do to try and scare that bear off.
You can keep using the spray until the bear leaves you alone. Harris says bears are known for bluff charging, which is when they repeatedly run at you and stop. It's their way of telling you they feel threatened and they don't want you there.
And that's why the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife always suggests that you have bear spray on you, whether you're out hunting for huckleberries or you're out here hiking.
There are other tips as well.
Oh, we just stay together. Stay on track.
Going out in groups is something Fish and Wildlife suggests.
If you don't have people to go out recreating with you, one of the tips I tell people is that you can play a podcast at a low volume on your phone.
Another important tip, if you do encounter a bear, do not run. From Mount Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Well, I guess you decide what's worse, seeing a bear in the wild or while you're at work. One teacher in Santa Barbara saw this bear in her classroom as she was trying to prepare for the new school year. Looks kind of cute, but the woman, ironically named Elaine Salmon, closed the door and called her husband, who was a retired police officer. And when he showed up, they discovered getting that bear out was not going to be easy.
He wants to get out.
I know, but how are we going to do it without being in the way?
That's a good question. That heavy metal door would have to be held open on the inside, so the couple came up with a plan. Elaine distracted the bear by tapping on the opposite window while her husband snuck in and opened the door.
Here, bear. Here, bear. Come here, bear.
I don't think it's like calling a dog. But I don't know. The bear eventually did come, and thankfully the bear walked right past her husband. No one was hurt. The snacks inside some of the school's emergency earthquake kits were devoured by the bear.
Maybe he saw Mrs. Salmon on their nameplate outside, and that's why he went in thinking he was going to get some.
Yeah.
All right, we want to wish a happy birthday to this guy, the bear who's been spreading the message of wildfire prevention for decades. He doesn't look it, but Smokey Bear is now 80 years old. And everybody knows only you can prevent forest fires.
It's such a sweet bear forecast, right? We're going to talk about some bears.
It is. Well, if you are out in bear territory this weekend hunting for huckleberries, you may run into some thunderstorms, and we've actually got some in progress right now, although in many locations they're starting to taper off, but we're still watching, mainly coming off of the east slopes of the northern Cascades into the Okanagan Highlands and Valleys, but we still could hear a rumble of thunder yet this evening in the northeast mountains. A little bit of a closer look showing that we have had some thunderstorm activity in the last half hour from Leavenworth up through those east slopes to the west of Omak. Also a little spot south of Chewelah that looked like it may turn into a thunderstorm, but that's starting to taper off as well. But we have the chance of those thunderstorms on a more widespread basis developing tomorrow afternoon and evening. Right in Spokane, it looks like the timing will be between 5 and 7 o'clock. 91 degrees for a high tomorrow with mostly sunny skies other than right around the time we're seeing those thunderstorms. 90 on Sunday with sunshine. Overnight lows both mornings will be down in the 60s. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes, Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. And it looks like a good weekend to look up at the night sky.
Yeah, the best meteor shower of the year peaks this weekend, and there might be more than just shooting stars to see over the next couple of nights. Matt Gray has his eyes in the skies for us tonight.
All right, thank you. And everybody loves a good 2-for-1 special, so I've got one for you. If you're patient and you stay up a little later this weekend, you can not only see a lot of meteors, but also the northern lights. How about that? So let's start with the guarantee, right? The Persea meteor shower peaks this weekend. Each August, we move through the dust cloud that was left behind by a comet. The comet's called Swift-Tuttle. It's one of the largest comets we have in our entire solar system. We're going to pass through that thickest part of that comet dust this weekend, and so you could end up seeing up to 100 meteors per hour on Sunday night. But you'll have a chance to see a lot of those meteors tonight and Saturday night as well if you're patient. As you can see on your screen, there's some ideas of how to look for these meteors. They appear to come from the constellation Perseus, which is why the meteor shower gets its name, the Perseids. 1 to 2 hours after the sun sets, you want to look northeast. You'll be in the right spot to see those meteors appear. You can also find the Big Dipper. Draw an imaginary line from the spoon to the next brightest star. That's going to be in Perseus, and then look just to the north of that. The best time to see the Perseids from 11 p.m. to about 4 a.m. Remember, we might be dealing with some cloud cover and haze earlier in the evening. That brings us to the exciting stuff, the possibility of northern lights and those meteors at the same time. Had 2 eruptions of solar material on Wednesday and Thursday. The sun is very active right now with these coronal mass ejections, or CMEs. The first one should be here sometime tonight, according to the Space Weather Prediction Center. So here's their forecast for the weekend. Now on this scale, we need to be at a level 5 to be able to see the aurora in the inland northwest. So not 1, not 2, but actually now looking like 3 chances to see both the aurora and the Perseids at the same time. The timing seems to be lining up, at least right now, for at least those solar storms to mostly be coming during the nighttime hours. And remember, not all skies are all that dark. You definitely might have to make a little trip outside of town to maximize your chances of seeing anything.
Sounds pretty darn cool, though, for sure. All right, students in Moses Lake, this is a big deal for me and my Moses Lake peeps. We'll still be able to participate in sports and other extracurricular activities thanks to donations from the community. For months, the school district has been trying to figure out how to deal with a more than $20 million budget crisis. The community needed to raise at least $327,000 by August 20th to keep these programs alive. and a generous donation from one local business just helped them get over the hump. Now, here are photos of a $55,000 donation given by Moses Lake Industries today. While the community reached its initial goal, much more work still needs to be done to pay for things like transportation and coaching staffs. We'll explain how much more they need to raise and what you can do to help tonight on Nightside at 11 o'clock. Our Alexandra Konyart is on her way back from Moses Lake with that story right now.
Yeah, we'll want to hear that. Eastern Washington and Idaho are inching closer to the start of the season.
But there's still a lot of work to do.
Oh, yeah. Both teams are kind of in the infant stages right now, still learning to walk and talk football. But the goal is, by the end of this month, they will be game ready. We hear from the Eagles and Vandals that they are about 3 weeks from the start of the season. That's next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Travel for Adventures is brought to you in part by Lewis Clark Valley.
Mississauga Casino Hotel is open. Stay with us, relax and rejuvenate while taking advantage of our amazing amenities, including a restaurant and lounge open to the public daily starting at 3 p.m. north of Spokane on Highway 395.
Are your windows and doors costing you money and lost energy efficiency? Northwest Window and Door is the solution. Our Marvin Windows and Doors will save you money while updating the look of your home. Our skilled team of experts are the best in the business. Visit us online today at nwwindow.com to set up a no-pressure consultation with one of our friendly, knowledgeable sales associates and get the energy savings of Marvin Windows and Doors.
Fred's Appliance Clearance Centers are your one-stop shop for top-quality appliances at unbeatable prices. Top brand closeouts, factory blems, open box, and distressed inventory arrive daily. Take advantage of incredible discounts with savings you won't find anywhere else. Hurry in with Fred's Clearance Center's huge selection of heavily discounted name brand appliances. The inventory moves fast. For the best deals on appliances in Spokane, see either of Fred's Clearance Centers today.
Welcome to Virtual Preparatory Academy of Washington. As a parent, you want the best education for your kids, but you also want a family-centered, nurturing environment. At VPrep of Washington, our tuition-free, accredited K-12 online curriculum delivers an excellent, comprehensive education that you can trust. Online education at home can be a life-changing experience for your family. Learn more at wa.vprep.com. Check it out today.
Mississauga Casino Hotel is open. Stay with us, relax and rejuvenate while taking advantage of our amazing amenities, including a restaurant and lounge open to the public daily starting at 3 p.m. north of Spokane on Highway 395.
Is this the worst road rage ever? Next in Sun Edition, rampage on the highway. Good Samaritans try to take down a knife-wielding driver. One gets stabbed, another is run over. This man saw it all.
Got up on the windshield, started bashing on it.
Then, over-the-top sorority recruitment videos. Watch the next in Sun Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
We are less than 24 hours away from WSU's first scrimmage of the offseason.
Yeah, it'll be the first time we see the Cougs in game action. Julian Minnesone joins us now. And Julian, what are the Cougs looking for when they take the field tomorrow?
Well, we're about to separate the contenders from the pretenders. Jake Dickert put it a little less blatant than that earlier this week, meaning they're another step closer to deciding who will play and who will sit on the bench when the season starts. The defense shined in practice this week, so this is a chance for the offense to return the favor. It's also a chance for the coaches to evaluate that quarterback battle that's so popular between John Mateer and that guy, Zevi Eckhouse. Both guys are hoping to land the starting spot, and while we are still a few weeks away from the season opener, tomorrow's scrimmage might be the most important practice yet.
It's finding the right guys, but on Saturday, who can make a play with the ball in their hand? When it's live, you know, who can make that 5-yard catch go 15 yards? Those are the guys that'll be working their way onto the field.
And the scrimmage kicks off at 10:15 tomorrow morning, and we'll have coverage for you here on 4 News Now. Last season, the Idaho Vandals had the 28th ranked scoring defense in all of FCS. Now, heading into the season, they look poised to be better than ever. Their first scrimmage this week may have given us a glimpse at what's to come. Early and often, the defense was swarming all over the field. True freshman and former East Valley High School standout Diesel Wilkinson set the tone with this huge hit over the middle. That was a big highlight, but it wasn't all bad for the offense. They looked much better in some of the 2-minute drill situations, but still, there are a number of areas that head coach Jason Eck needs to see cleaned up before their next scrimmage.
Now we got to attack this next, 4-day block and keep making improvements, keep making sure we're mastering it. I want to see some improvement with some of the young guys getting lined up. I was disappointed a few times we were having trouble just getting lined up in the correct formation with our third offense, with our young guys. So we got to do a better job coaching that and getting those guys squared away.
The Vandals will have their second scrimmage of fall camp a week from tomorrow. Remember, we're just 22 days away from their season opener against the Oregon Ducks. Eastern Washington doesn't have a scrimmage for another 9 days, but the Eagles, they've been grinding all camp long. They've been busy getting everybody up to speed on the playbook. The Eastern returns 8 starters on both offense and defense, and those guys have been leading the way in the early part of camp.
It's like getting locked in with all our defensive stuff. I mean, we're just making sure we're all dialed in, getting the young guys involved.
Fall camp is a grind, so it's really, really important for all of us to take care of our bodies every single day.
And the Eagles' first scrimmage is August 18th, and their first game is a Thursday night against Monmouth. So the 29th is that first game for the Eagles. They're getting closer and closer to the start of football. You blink and it's here.
Football time.
I know, we're talking about the pools closing. Like, is summer over? I'm not ready yet. All right. Thanks, Julian. Hey, around the nation, a federal appeals court blocked further implementation of President Biden's student loan repayment plan, also known as SAVE. The plan lowers monthly payments on student debt. It's now tied up in 2 major legal challenges. The court further said the states suing have the better legal argument. The only thing the Biden administration can do is ask the Supreme Court to lift the lower court's order. For now, the 8 million borrowers in the program are not required to make monthly payments.
Here's a look at your Saturday forecast. Expect mostly sunny skies, another hot day with a high temperature up around 91 degrees. We do have the chance of some thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. I'll go over the timing with you after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
How would your mouth feel about bourbon barbecue sandwiches? I don't know why people sleep on Arby's. Savory, smoky, sweet. Why aren't you here yet? Arby's, we have the meat.
You'll find horseshoes and buckaroos at this year's Sanders County Fair and Rodeo in Plains, Montana, Labor Day weekend. Bring the whole family for the best country fair around right here on the scenic Clark Fork River, where admission is always free. The Sanders County Fair has tasty food, creative displays, 4-H animals, a wonderful carnival, exciting rodeo action, the carnage at the Clark Fork Demo Derby, and a Wednesday night concert featuring Butte native Levi Blum. Plan to make great family memories on the greenest grass in Montana, Labor Day weekend at the Sanders County Fair and Rodeo in Plains.
Are you struggling to get through the day? Are you experiencing chronic pain, burning, numbness, and tingling in your hands or feet? Pay attention, because you are probably experiencing peripheral neuropathy. The most common symptoms are numbness, burning, muscle cramps, and problems with balance. Neuropathy is treatable, and our office can help. It's time to get real results. Pick up your phone and call us right now. If you're one of the first 25 callers, you'll receive a free nerve damage screening. This nerve damage screening will tell you if you're at risk for serious nerve damage and if you're qualified for our cutting-edge treatment program to stop the nerve damage. Don't wait until it's too late and your symptoms get so bad that you lose your freedom and are restricted to a wheelchair, walker, or need amputation. Call now to be one of the first 25 callers to receive a free nerve damage screening. Hurry, call now to find out if you qualify for our free nerve damage screening and see how we can change your life. It's time to feel better. Call today.
Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic is locally owned and operated and has been providing personalized, comfortable, and satisfying care to our clients for over 30 years. Our licensed denturists are trained in the latest techniques in the construction, development, and preparatory work of a denture. Full dentures, implant attachments, repairs, fittings, adjustments, we do it all. Every denture is made to look as close as possible to your natural teeth. With our knowledge and friendly staff, competitive costs, and quality of service, you'll leave Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic smiling.
You are gonna super love bourbon barbecued 13-hour smoked brisket, brown sugar bacon, juicy chicken,
That is wonderful.
You know what to do. Arby's, we have the meats.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
Another live look now at a packed, oh wow, there's like standing room only here.
It's filled out for sure, hasn't it?
Look at that. One Spokane Stadium is rocking tonight. Bob Dylan and Willie Nelson are performing. It's all part of the Outlaw Music Festival. I thought we were hearing John Mellencamp on. Is that right now?
He's right now. I think Bob Dylan comes on at like 8, and then it's Willie Nelson at like 9:40.
Awesome.
So, yeah. Chris, I hear you and the other meteorologists are big fans, at least of Bob Dylan, with all his weather-related songs.
He likes to talk about the weather in his music, to be sure. In fact, a bunch of climate scientists from universities in the UK analyzed popular music catalogs and lyrics and discovered that Dylan is the most prolific writer about the weather. 163 Dylan songs reference the weather. That is 30% of his immense catalog. Of course, a hard rain's gonna fall, blowing in the wind, shelter from the storm, just a few of the more notable songs. And this picture here from his video from Subterranean Homesick Blues, where he says, "You don't need a weatherman to know which way the wind blows," which I always like. You might need a weather woman, though, Bob. Probably doesn't need either one. Regardless, temperatures right now, it is not stormy or blowy or rainy. Since he tends to write more about the inclement weather, the Beatles more about sunshine. They were number 2 in the number of, but at 16% of their catalog mentions the climate or weather. Today we have got temperatures in the 80s and 90s. It is 88 right now in downtown Spokane. Starting to get most of the turf there across the street in the shade, except those bleachers on the east side are still in the sunshine, where it probably feels like it's 108. We're going to be in similar territory temperature-wise tomorrow, maybe even a little bit warmer. On our Doppler radar right now, we are still tracking some thunderstorms coming off the east slopes of the Cascades, but they're not holding together much any longer as they move into the northeast mountains. Just a few showers up around Medellin Falls, Colville. You've had a sprinkle or two. We have another round coming tomorrow, though. Here's our forecast radar. You'll notice the last of tonight's showers coming to an end. Here's 11 o'clock tonight. More clouds, however, drifting through, may keep things a little bit warm overnight. Here's 8 a.m. Saturday. We are clearing out. And then that next round develops around 5 o'clock in Spokane and Kootenai counties. By 8 o'clock, a good chance of at least a shower and some scattered thunderstorms. 11 o'clock, we begin drying out and we'll take ourselves into a warm, sunny Sunday. High temperatures around the region tomorrow in the 80s and 90s. 90 on Sunday. They must be doing a grand finale. I'm really hearing the drums across the street. We'll be in the lower 80s on Tuesday and Wednesday. Overnight lows will be down in the 50s. It's fun having the stadium as our neighbors across there. All kinds of things going on. I'm especially fond of this concert that we are getting for free here in the studio.
Yeah, Natalie Grant is actually over there. She just posted some pics. All right, the weather this weekend will be perfect to get out and do some hiking or maybe a little paddling.
In this week's Air 4 Adventure, we're soaring above one spot that's perfect for both of those activities. We're soaring above the Clark Fork Delta on Lake Pend Oreille on the Air 4 drone.
This is the Clark Fork Delta, one of the management units on the Pend Oreille Wildlife Management Area. It's primarily for recreational use and for game and non-game benefits. And we just finished up the 3rd phase of a restoration effort here this past spring. The first phase was completed in 2014. The 2nd phase was in 2020. And this past April, we just finished up construction on this 3rd phase. What we're doing is we're mitigating for the losses that have occurred resulting from the operations of Albany Falls Dam. And primarily what we're doing is we're trying to prevent or stop further erosion that occurs from the operations of the dam. It's a pretty special place. These deltas are really important for a whole bunch of different reasons. It's a wildlife corridor. It spans between connects two different mountain ranges here. It's important for migratory birds as well, so it's just got a lot of importance for us and for folks. Multiple benefits for restoring and protecting and restoring these areas for sure. I love it. It's been a lot of fun. I've only been on this position for about a year, so I'm still learning the ropes, but it's been an amazing place to work. Summer's probably the best time of year out here when the lake is full and the plants are in bloom, and you can really you see more wildlife probably in the summer times. Part of this project is not only to stop erosion and benefit wildlife, but it's also to benefit people so they can use this area. So one of the things that we made sure we did was we improved access to get back into these island complexes. So going into them, we've created little cuts, little small gaps in the dikes to get through a lot of these areas. So it's a great getaway. I mean, we're not really that far from Sandpoint. It's only like 20 minutes or so. So it has a remote feel to it, and we're not really that far away from civilization. So it's kind of a special area.
Looks awesome. All right, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup for your Friday night.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Some injury lawyers you see on TV aren't even from here. They could be in Texas, California,
or even worse, Florida.
Local representation matters.
Good luck getting attention from 1,000 miles away.
Call the advocates.
We're here for you, not way over there for you.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life moves at its own pace, daring you to keep up. Life pushes you to be better and to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
Shop the latest back-to-school trends at River Park Square.
Willie Nelson and family.
On the road again.
Bob Dylan. John Mellencamp.
I was born in a small town.
And more. Friday, August 9th, One Spokane Stadium for the 2024 Outlaw Music Festival. Tickets are on sale now at ticketswest.com. Go to outlawmusicfestival.com for more details.
Just roll me up and smoke me when I...
Produced by Live Nation.
This is not any flooring store. This is Carpet Barn. Unleash the luxury with the newest trends in flooring. Guess what? Carpet Barn has blowout prices that will leave you floored. That's not all. Enjoy free delivery and free quotes to kickstart your home transformation. At Carpet Barn, we're not just selling flooring, we're delivering comfort and style right to your doorstep. Upgrade your space today. You and your floors deserve the best.
Carpet Barn, where quality meets affordability.
You know what I've learned from playing soccer? Play as a team, outwit your opponent, and never give up.
You know what I've learned from being a lawyer? Play as a team, outwit your opponent, never give up.
No wonder we work so well together.
Yeah.
Travel for Adventures is brought to you in part by TourMosesLake.com.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, students in Moses Lake will still be able to participate in sports and other extracurricular activities thanks to donations from the community. But more work still needs to be done. How much more they need to raise in fundraising. Plus, it's almost time for kids to start heading back to school. We'll show you why it's so important for kids to wear backpacks properly and the long-term consequences if they don't.
In journalism school, they never said you may need to concentrate on doing a newscast while John Cougar Mellencamp is serenading you from across the street. And yet here we are.
Yeah.
I recognize that he's really churning out his hits over there.
I even wonder if like people watching on TV might even be able to hear a little bit of it in the background because it's
pretty loud.
It's pretty
the
noticeable
bass
for us.
is thumping.
Yeah.
I don't know. These mics are pretty top notch. So
we should have walked him outside. We could have heard it.
Live